Hey everyone, this is Boozer, and this is going to be the third installment for my budget instructional videos on how to gear your CM Wizard. For this video, it's going to be 250 mil budget. That's pretty much what I determined as coming out of the entry level and into some serious decisions that you guys have to make about your gear. So, with that in mind, there's a bunch of options that you guys can do. Most important thing to keep in mind is we have to hit the breakpoints. This requires some planning, and it really depends on the speed of your weapon that you choose. So based on some of the popular breakpoints, we're looking at 2.51, 2.73, and 3.01. The most popular one is probably 2.73. It's a good compromise between defense and offense, and without really breaking the bank. So with that in mind, I think we're gonna try to hit the 2.73 breakpoint, and we're probably gonna go for about 50% crit chance unbuffed. After 50%, we're looking pretty good. Anything over is kind of icing, I think. 50 is where the build pretty much shines. We're not going to get too crazy, but I think 50 would be a good number to hit. Also, we're going to try to run storm armor, of course, so we're going to have a decent amount of defense as we're not relying on energy armor. And okay, so those are the things we're gonna try to hit. You might notice that I haven't mentioned anything about DPS. Well, it's not really that important DPS wise. We're looking to just stay alive and commit our damage without really dying or slowing down our damage, because if you know anything about critical mass wizards, they hit hard if they sustain their damage. Common multipliers are about 7 times your sheet DPS. So if you're putting out 100k at full wind up, you're putting out 700k. And this depends though. This depends on a lot of things, but common median I would say is about 8, like 6 to 8. So we're gonna say 7. But we're not gonna worry too much about DPS. And really, DPS just kind of puts you in the right monster power level. So it doesn't really matter too much in terms of the build. Just depends on which MP you can comfortably handle. So with that in mind, we're gonna have a couple choices here, especially with 250 million. First, I want to start out with the wand, and auction house is lagging right now. So we're going to start off with the wand. You have choices here: open socket, crit damage, or speed wand with additional speed. This really revolves around what gear you want to have with attack speed. Do you want Tall Rasher's chest? Do you want Lacunis? Do you want attack speed on your amulet? Do you want Inya pants? I wouldn't suggest Inya pants just because Blackthorn jousting mails are so good. They knock off so many things that the CM Wizard needs for this build, and you're gonna see why I made the decisions that I made, all from pretty much just from choosing the wand. So with that said, that's the bad boy that I chose. I chose the speed wand. I also had to figure out by calculating how much I can reasonably obtain through gear the attack speed I need to hit 2.73, and then I chose my wand accordingly. So based on my calculations, it would take 54% attack speed at a minimum of a 1.78 attack speed wand to hit 2.735 or something. So I knew what I was looking for, 1.78 plus. This wand came up at 1 day 11 hours, pretty good wand, near max stats on everything. pretty good DPS. Price, I can't really complain for what was available. 44k, buy it now. Don't think about it. So, pretty happy with this one. After that, I decided which gear would have the attack speed. I knew I needed 6 perfect 9% attack speed items to hit 54%. So, gloves for sure, both rings, so that's 3. Witching hour, that's 4. Now it came down to the chest. Bracers, chest or bracers, because the 5th AIS item is going to be the chance force. So it came down to chest or bracers, tall raster's chest, or an attack speed crit chance amulet, or crit damage crit chance amulet. I ended up choosing Zuni's Marrow instead of tall raster's chest. There's a couple reasons for this. I'm gonna try to get the combo set for the int bonus, and for a tall raster's chest to have anything even remotely close to the Marrow stats defensively, it's gonna break the bank. And this chest for 20 million is such a steal, unbelievable steal. You're getting such good effective health point like stats, like great vitality, great armor. Like I said, for 20 million, it's buy now, best in its price range. No tall raster's chest gonna come close to this. And the thing is, with the AIS wand, it really does free up the attack speed items that you really need. So you're not really tunneled into filling up all your slots with attack speed items. So you're not stuck with tall raster's chest just because you need the attack speed. Because for 20 million, you're not going to get a very good chest. I'm going to say that right now. And so I decided against that. So I went for the Zuni route, which is actually pretty nice because I've never had the chance to use it. I've always been stuck with the tall raster's chest. So to complete the set, I went with the Zuni Pox. Bang. Had to get a 9% attack speed on this one. That's one of the limiting factors of this, where I needed 6 perfect 9s with my wand to hit 2.73 plus. Luckily, this was a pretty good one, and it was actually the cheapest one on auction house at the time at 35 million. Near max resistance to all, had vitality, had some dex. Lightning resist, not a really big thing. So 35 million. The other ones were over that and not as good. Gold fine, life on kill, etc. Next, I'm gonna go with the tried and true Nats combo set. Here's another couple options for you guys. Some people go with ice climbers and 6 crit rare rings. I like it because ice climbers give you great HP points and vitality, and the 6 crit ring can be anything you really want it to be. Price wise, I think you're going to be paying a bit more for the combo, just because I think a decent set of ice climbers with vitality and good life percentage, maybe some armor or strength thrown in, it's going to cost you more than probably the Nats combo together. Basically you're paying almost double. I'd say almost double for a comparable ring plus ice climbers just for HP. So if you guys can swing it, go ahead, but I think even for 250 million, this is about, we're not going to break the bank with ice climbers and a good rare ring, especially 250 million. You still have to be pretty budget conscious. So I went with the Nats combo yet again. I think this is the best set for crit mass just because the 7 crit bonus is so vital. Went with the ring, gotta get 9 attack speed. I went with crit damage. Here's another choice where I had to make. I could have got 70 all resist as well, for roughly the same price. I felt that the crit damage would help, just for DPS wise. This one had some good stats, obviously intelligence, strength, cold resistance, that's negligible. 23 million, it was a good deal. But there's some choice here. You can go all resist, 70 all resist with some random stats for roughly the same price. So at least there's some options here. and I went with the boot. 3.5 million. Try to get a boot